It is indeed a great honor and pleasure to be here and stand in for the Honorable Minister for Infrastructure and Works this morning, and to celebrate with you the World Meteorological Day 2015. I understand that the World Meteorological Day is celebrated worldwide every year to commemorate the signature of the convention some 140 years ago, which also led to the establishment of the World Meteorological Organization and recognized the essential contribution that it does towards the safety and well-being of our society. WMO's fundamental mission is to support countries around the world in providing meteorological and hydrological services to firstly protect life and property from natural disasters related to weather, climate and water, secondly, to safeguard the environment, and thirdly, to contribute to sustainable development. Today's theme, Climate Knowledge for Climate Action, captures the important role on how National Met Services assists in shaping our nation. It signifies the importance of weather and climate towards building resilience for any unexpected weather or climate events. It provides an opportunity to take stock of the climate knowledge built over the last decades to support the pathway towards adopting a more ambitious plan to mitigate climate variability, climate change, and disaster risk reduction and management. In this context, it is very relevant to Fiji. In recent years, we have experienced a number of extreme weather and climate events, such as tropical cyclones, droughts, and floods, which have affected our communities. Ladies and gentlemen, the timely and correct dissemination of information on weather and climate variability and change is very important to our daily livelihood. Today, the average weather forecast of 5 days in advance is as skillful as a 2-day forecast 25 years ago, and seasonal climate forecasts have become increasingly skillful. This has been made possible through advances in science and dramatic increases in computer power, which has resulted in meteorological and climatological advancement in the last 50 years. In terms of timely dissemination of information, a classical example is our recent preparations towards Cyclone Pam. God willingly, we did not become a victim. However, we must commend our team from the Fiji Met Services for ensuring that all Fijians had access to regular cyclone updates, which allowed us as a nation to be prepared. Our experiences over the years, especially in 2012, the events of Cyclone Evans, and the 2 consecutive floods. As a nation, we have realized the importance in our preparedness. Today, few people contest the evidence of climate change and the responsibilities we bear towards future generations. Climate knowledge can and must support this process, helping decision makers at all levels to make better decisions with available information. Government, through the Fiji Met Office, is at the forefront of this, with a budget of 5.7 million for 2015, and provides timely advice to climate-sensitive sectors through long-range climate predictions that generate short-term climate predictions. It is projected that tropical cyclone intensity is likely to increase. In this context, our very own Fiji Met Services provide seasonal tropical cyclone guidance around October for Fiji and the Southwest Pacific for the whole tropical cyclone season. The combined effects of climate variability and climate change may make some parts of the country more vulnerable to weather and climatic extremes that have an impact on our society today and in future. In the last 50 years, the following have been observed: an increasing mean air temperature, high variability in rainfall leading to wetter and drier periods, rising sea levels, increasing ocean acidification. In future, it is expected that the temperature will continue to rise, increase in extreme rainfall events, sea levels will continue to increase, shift towards more stronger tropical cyclones, ocean acidification will continue. on the ground level, I'd like to share some experiences in relation to the sector that I look after, the Ministry of Lands. In the recent past, we have been visiting areas out in the west and in the north. Particularly in the north, the effects of climate change have started taking a devastating effect in relation to our farmers. Rising sea level, most of the sugarcane farms that we visited in the north have an issue with salinity, the onward transmission of seawater onto the farms have made it practically impossible for these farmers to continue with the livelihood they've been carrying out for the past decades. They have had now started to turn towards alternative avenues of livelihood. Drastic changes they've had to stop thinking about because of the devastating effect of climate change. In the light of science and anticipated shifts in weather and climate patterns, Fiji needs to continue to invest in new instruments for improved observations of currently monitored variables, as well as for detecting variables that are not yet being measured. In this regard, government will continue to expand weather and climate monitoring network, further improve predictive capabilities, introduce new methods and techniques, including climate models, and continue with research and development. Therefore, to realize the importance and benefits of climate knowledge, climate information must be informed that is easily understood and usable by those who need it and can be used in a variety of ways, such as assisting city planners and engineers in developing policies and action plans that can strengthen urban resilience in the face of natural disasters and foster a greener economy. Public health authorities use climate forecasts to address in a proactive way the possible health consequences of extremes such as droughts, heat waves, and floods. Predictions about temperature and rainfall trends, farmers can make better planting, cropping, and marketing decisions. Water resources managers use climate information to optimize water supply and flood management. The energy sector uses climate information to decide where and what type of power plant should be built in a particular location. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, the Bainimarama government is committed to all Fijians to provide an essential service that is aimed to reduce the loss of life and property caused by disasters and other catastrophic events related to weather, climate, and water, as well as to advance the universal goal of sustainable development and safeguard the environment and the climate for present and future generations. Finally, government will continue to work with all relevant stakeholders and the civil society to share and apply climate knowledge for a strong climate action, to minimize climate risks and foster sustainable development in our beloved nation for the prosperity of our future generation. Vuniwaqa, and God bless Fiji.